Hi guys, I'm Gamerman John, and today I want to talk to you about bombing in Monster Hunter World. Most of you are already using traps and bombs on monsters, but what you might not know is there's actually very good and very bad ways of using these. I'm pretty sure you've already tried placing a bomb in a map somewhere, waiting for the monster to get close and making it explode for massive damage. But be aware that there's better ways to do this. Welcome to my tips and tricks video on proper bombing. Alright, so the first thing we want to know, or we need to know, is that there's actually some skills that can add massive damage to your bombing. The first one is the food skill called Felon Pyro. This one is really hard to get because you will need to go all the way into the artillery branch of the food skills, meaning that you will need to get up to 6 of the same meat, fish or vegetable in the same category. So that's kind of hard to get, and especially since you have a lot of chances to not get the skill, but if you get the skill, it adds decent damage to what you're gonna do. The second one is the armor skill that is called Bombardier. This one is really easier to get, not only because you can easily craft an armor with the skill on it, but because there's 3 levels of it, so you can go from level 1 to level 3, but if you get to level 3 you're adding a solid 30% damage to every single bomb that you're gonna blow up in the face of that monster. So that's pretty decent and very interesting. Well, let's now have a look into how we're gonna use these bombs into action. Now there are several ways to do proper bombing on monsters. Most of the time people will use either shock traps or pitfall traps and try to use those bombs while the monster can't move or is immobilized by those traps. Now that's a good solution, but the thing is that you'll need to be very well timed with the other players in order to be able to use those bombs and make them explode before the traps end, especially if the monster is enraged. So the best solution, however, is to use a sleep weapon like we're doing right there. When the monster is sleeping, then you'll have plenty of time not only just to place your bomb, but also to sharpen your blade, take a healing, whatever you need to do before you do that bombing, and you'll have all the time you need to place those bombs properly where you want the monster to get hit by those. And if you got someone in your team that has a weapon with a huge attack, like the gun lance with the elemental discharge, charge blade with elemental discharge, or great sword with the charge attack, then you should use that attack to detonate the bombs, because the first hit when the monster is sleeping does way more damage. I don't have the right numbers, but it does at least 1.5 times the damage of a normal attack. So make sure that your first hit is gonna be that charge attack. If not, you can use small barrel bombs to detonate the bombs, but make sure that your first hit is not that small barrel bomb, because it's gonna be the one that will do the damage to the monster. So if you're doing that, make sure your small barrel bomb is away from the monster, yet close enough to the bombs to detonate them. Now let's have a look at a perfectly timed and well-prepared team of hunters bombing a sleeping Tailstry in action.
Oh my god, this is gonna be way too much. John, get your bombs in here too. He's coming, he's coming. Quicker, John!
Move those legs.
We're gonna defeat them without you!
Go ahead!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh.
Nice!
I just smacked him with my
That was
and he went
perfect.
down.
What a good ending.
Can you see how
man.
sad I feel for the videos for that?
We got that for the
It
record,
was just
dudes.
like, he got destroyed.
He was so amazing.
That was one huge
He was
explosion.
not ready. He did not prepare us for that blast.
He was not ready for that.
Oh man, that blast has been the most epic thing we've
So
done.
far, yeah.
Oh, man.
As you can see, bombs can be devastating in the hands of capable hunters. So to summarize, what you're gonna need is at least one player in your team with a sleep weapon, the armor skill Bombardier or the food skill Feline Pyro, or both if you can, it's even better, and obviously Mega Barrel Bombs. So to conclude, remember to have fun, don't be a dick by waking up the monster while people will try to bomb it, and happy bombing!